Good evening, everyone. This is Jody Luster, and you're on Elevated Living at elevateme.org. And this is Sunday's Deeper Elevation. Now, today I wanted to talk about protecting our borders. We've got a lot of security around our borders now, especially after we had been attacked by terrorists and by individuals who didn't seem to agree with the American or at least the United States agenda. And it's okay to disagree, but it's not okay to harm people at home. And in keeping with that same vein, that same philosophy, we want to make sure that we're protecting our borders. And protecting our borders not only in our country and in our homes, but protecting our personal borders. Now, along this blog, I've said many times that we're four-dimensional beings, and we exist, I believe, on the planes of our physical self, our mental self, our spiritual self, and our emotional selves. And we should protect their borders, sort of like playing foursquare with your life and making sure that you stay and others stay outside of those borders, especially those who aren't willing to play the game by the rules that we've set. There's a saying that says, to thine own self be true. And we know ourselves. We know what our goals are. We know what our mission and our purpose is. And if we don't, we need to really get about the business of finding that out. What is your passion? What are you made for? Why are you here? And what are you doing? And once you've established that, have a clear, steady course, always moving towards that destiny. And in keeping in mind that purpose that you are pushing toward, know that there are people, there are things, there are places that would cross the line and that would hinder your progress. There are people who don't need to sit at your war room table and strategize with you because they have their own agendas, and their agendas are not in line with yours. Not good or bad, but too different to really help one another. We need to vet for these things. We need to vet for what things are inside the boundaries and the borders of our lives that will continue to help push it upwards, make us grow, keep us moving forward, and what things fall outside those boundaries that need to stay there, things that might hinder our progress, people, places, activities that will take away from our intended purpose, design, our mission, and our destiny. We have to really have an agenda. I've learned in my own personal life through many mistakes, through things that I would have rather have not experienced, that if I don't have an agenda, someone will have an agenda for me. And that's not good because I've got a lot of things that I need to do with my life. I have a lot of plans on my life plan that must be accomplished in order for me to feel like I've lived fully and that I've given that's what's in me to the world. And there are people who had another agenda, and I allowed people inside of my boundaries to kind of get me off course. And I thought it would be a good idea to share with those of you who need to take a self-inventory, take a friendship inventory, a family inventory, a things inventory, and decide that maybe it's time to clean house, literally. Maybe it's time to get rid of the excess friendships that lie outside of my mission and my purpose, the excess relationships that steer me off course, that take me outside of my comfort zone, not in a good way, because we all should be willing to take risks, but at appropriate times when they are going to push us forward in our mission and not push us 10 steps back outside of our purpose. So I just encourage all of us to watch our boundaries today. Protect your borders. Guard yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Vet the people, the places, and the things that you let inside of your homes, inside of your houses, your spiritual house, your mental house, your physical house, and your emotional house. Not everybody is a welcome guest. Some people are intruders and intend to take more than they bring. Some people are good. let's not get all cynical. Let's not be overly cautious, but let's keep a nice balance. At this point in most of our lives, we should be really good at assessing what's good to bring inside the house and what things need to go out to the curb on trash day. This has been Jody Luster for Elevated Living at elevateme.org. And until we next connect, protect your borders, but also know when it's good to let someone sit by the fireplace in your home. And I'm wishing you the very best of life. I will talk to you all very soon. Ciao.